Master Rajesh.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, gathered Toastmasters and fellow leaders. Our next speaker will attempt the path completion speech, the project called Reflect on Your Path from the Visionary Communication Pathway. The purpose of the speech is for the member to reflect on his or her growth during the completion of an entire path. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her growth during the completion of a path. Speech length 10 to 12 minutes. Back to you, Tia Modi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh. Now I invite our third speaker, Toastmaster Anita, to deliver her L5P2 speech titled Metamorphosis. Toastmaster Anita, Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis, Toastmaster Anita, over to you.
It's not L5P2, it is path completion. This is after L5.
Okay, after L5. So sorry.
Not to worry. I just have to run through my presentation just a second before I start off, so that yeah. Okay, you can see this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, timer, you can start now. Good evening, everyone. I just have to fix the timer. A second, please. I see Susan here. Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me and see me as well. I'm not able to change the screen, so I can't see much of you all. Yes, finally, I am talking about the completion of a path. How am I going to, I'm going to talk to you all about the path that I have chosen and how it has transformed my personality from being a caterpillar to becoming a butterfly. The metamorphosis that I have noticed, observed all through the different projects in this path. No, it is not going to be a recap of what each project is all about. It is going to be a proper review of what my personality development or changes have been by adopting this particular path. Have you ever gotten up in the morning and looked at the mirror on the wall and spoken to your reflection in that? Well, I have done it many times too. I get up, I used to, in my childhood, that used to be my first thing that I used to do. Get up, walk up to the mirror in our washroom and look at myself and say, Anita, when will those two protruding teeth go back inside so that you can close your mouth for a photo session without any inhibition? Yes, this used to be my dream goal. Every morning I would get up thinking that my two teeth have gone inside on its own and I don't have to spend for braces. Well, this dream goal was recently achieved thanks to my husband and the technology that I could go in for braces, afford to go in for braces and afford the pain as well. And finally, yes, the two teeth, the protruding ones are inside. Now wait, I am not here trying to reflect on my two teeth. I'm here to reflect on my path. Well, I still get up in the morning, stand in front of the mirror, look at my reflection and talk to it. Are you going to achieve this? Do you think you can make this a truth? What is it? What is it that I wanted to achieve and make a truth? Well, in the recent past, I have noticed that there are a lot of language clubs that were creeping in. But then there was one dearth. I wanted to enhance my mother tongue language speaking skills using Toastmasters in the Toastmasters fraternity. So I had started to envision a club which can be a Telugu speaking club, the first in the United Arab Emirates. Now, when I proposed this to many peer Telugu group, they said, Anita, great idea. We are with you. But you know what? We've tried this and we have failed halfway through or quarter way through. Well, these kind of things do happen. But then I, along with a lot of support from different people, was able to make it happen. October 31st, we launched, or we rather chartered, the very first Telugu speaking language club in Toastmasters in the United Arab Emirates called the Pratidwani Telugu Toastmasters Club. Now, so that was a vision that was envisioned and a goal that was achieved. So, what did this path do to make me see this happening? Is what I'm going to talk to you all about. The path that I have chosen is visionary communications. And as you all know, vision is something which only you can see, whilst it is invisible to many others around you. So you need to make them see it to make it happen. So my vision was, as I said, to begin one, which is not there. So pathways and its impact on my personality. What is that path? Visionary communications, which means how do you communicate your vision to see that from vision it becomes a reality is all that I'm going to talk about today. Now, just for the easiness and the benefit of memory, I put it into an acronym called POP TALC. Now, it does not have any meaning. Please don't search in the dictionary for its meaning. Yes, you can give it your own meaning, but I'm going to open up what it stands for today. So to begin with, the P is the PR skills. So first thing that I had to do, I have learned from Toastmasters and from this path is that you need to talk about what you are envisioning. So I opened a Facebook page on June 9th, and that's where I started adding people, telling them what I'm planning to do, adding people who are like-minded especially. So that's where the PR skills started with. Observation skills. I learned that when I was doing my different projects in this path, I've understood that if you have to see a vision happening, you need to observe not just the skills within you, but also skills among, around you, with the people with whom you're working, and also observe the situations in which you are working. There was a time when we had a demo meeting, and by the way, this happened only after 11 demo meets that I had during in virtual background. We're not talking about one, two, but 11 demo meets, and all totally new people with some group of people whom I knew and who were supporting me. So we had to observe the people. I had to observe the people with whom I was working. I had to understand them. I had to keep the meeting happening, come what may. So this was something which I have learned. Pacing and persuasion. We all talk about pacing in our speeches. We say, slow down, talk slowly, pace yourself, things like this. But I've understood that even when you have a vision in mind, you need to pace yourself according to the speed of your fellow workers, co-workers. It's very important to understand how to work in tandem along with them, how to collaborate according to their speed. It's not that you might be an aggressive person, but you need to know how to pace yourself so that you are with the people who are supporting you. And this I've understood being not just in Toastmasters as a member, but also as an ex-com leader. And in the path, I have understood whenever I speak, whenever I talk, whenever I evaluate a person, I've known that pacing my evaluation makes it more communicable and comprehensible by the person who's receiving or who's on the receiving end. Persuasion. This is the key factor, my dear friends. If you have a vision in mind, if you are taking up a path like visionary communications, it's not easy if you don't have or if you don't develop persuasion skills. Like I had attended a meeting of which was being where Rajesh was the trainer, and I've noticed that the key thing that he was talking about is stay, be there, persuade people to understand what is the importance of a meeting. And this persuasion skill is what I would highlight, because without this, it would have been difficult to persuade so many people to join the battle, to join the club, a club which is not existing in a virtual meeting, to make them understand how this is going to take us further, how it's going to enhance a mother tongue. These kind of skills I could do only by keeping my persuasive skills at a great height. So that is how do you develop your persuasion skills? It's not just through projects, just through this 5 to 7 minutes talk. It is a lot of research on each individual's thinking, how they think, how they visualize, how long is their attentiveness to what you are saying. So persuasion is it's a man-made skill, and it is for the men around you, it is for the people around you, which is the key factor in running any kind of a vision to see it becoming a reality. Team collaboration. You cannot be alone when you are having a vision that you want to make a reality. So for me, I feel that all the projects that we have taken so far in visionary communication, be it preparing for an interview, I had the need for a host to launch me, to interview me. When it was managing a difficult audience, I needed not one, not two, but 4 to 5 people to keep disturbing me as an audience, and I to keep my cool, and my evaluator to evaluate me constructively. So much of team collaboration happening there. Even when I had to do a podcast, oh my God, that was a 2 hour long recording that I had to do. But it taught me how people actually come together to collaborate, to conspire. They come together to work out with you to make your projects happen. Similarly, when I took up this project of making a club happen, how did these people stand by me and say, we can do it, we will do it? So this was the talk that was happening continuously with the team, and that collaboration took me a way too far to make my vision a reality. Analytical, yes. There is a project in L3, level 3, wherein you're supposed to be talking about how to develop a communication plan. That is, if you are launching a project, I need to know how I have to be communicating with different people, the technical people, the people who are doing my PR for the project, and the people who are actually doing the development, the go out and talk to people stuff. So all these people had to be I had to analyze with them. I had to analyze a procedure as to how I can keep frequently in touch with all of them without disturbing their routine, without disturbing their interest. Man can get bored very fast. So I had to analyze not just the situations, the demand of the situation, but also the people with whom I had to work. So my analytical skills improved a lot. Listener, you can't be just an action person. You have to be a listener. You have to be there to listen to what people have to suggest. Yes, it is your baby, but your baby, to shape it up, you need the suggestions of the doctors. You need the suggestion of the people who are going to stitch it for you in the right place. So this was a very, very important and a vital skill that I have developed while I was pursuing this visionary communications path. I developed a communication plan according to level 3, and I had to implement and communicate that development, the communication plan in level 4 to my club members, saying that we are going to have this happening. And that's how I took their suggestions, became a great listener. This has to be a part of your project. Man can get bored very fast. So please do add in a lot of creativity so that your person comes back to you and stays glued to the club, because there's so much of an offering coming in from the club. And that is how you can make a vision happen through communication a reality. Thank you so much, my dear friends, and I hope we can do many more things together using paths like this, strong paths like visionary communication. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, that was a path completion speech. Give a huge round of applause, everyone. Please unmute and do that. Wonderful. Now, I request the timer, Toastmaster Susan, to kindly give the timer's report.
Hello.
Yes,
Can you hear
Toastmaster.
me? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
The TMOD introduction team, Ms. Shweta
Just the
and
prepared
Toastmaster Jisha.
Speakers, Susan?
Only the speakers. The word of the
Yes.
day, no.
Not required.
Okay. Okay. The speaker one, Ms. Chetana, Toastmaster Chetana, took 7 minutes 28 seconds. And speaker 2, Shweta Junior, took 6 minutes 42 seconds. And speaker 3, Anita, took 12 minutes 34 seconds.
Thank
That
you,
is all
Toastmaster Susan.
from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster Jisha.
Thank you. Now I request Toastmaster to Sweta to take from here onwards.
Yeah. Now we move on to the evaluation session. I invite